Hey everybody, welcome back to Home Life 365. I'm doing something different today. I have an old lamp that I have here that has kind of started glitching and may have a short in it. It's not behaving correctly. So today I need to rewire the lamp. Lamps are really expensive and I don't want to have to replace it, and it works in the space that I need it for. So I just want to rewire it, and I thought I'd bring you along. So what I'm starting with is this older lamp, and then I have purchased a wiring kit from Amazon, and I picked this up for about $8, which is far less expensive than replacing the lamp. So I'm going to get started, and I will bring you up closer, more down at table level, so that you can walk through this with me. Okay, so I hope I've got you at an angle now where I'm going to be able to show you what I do as I work on this lamp. And what I have here is an old lamp. This was given to me probably 12 years ago, and it was a gold brass color, and I spray painted it with the oil rub bronze, and we've been using it ever since. But lately it's gotten to where the switch is not so reliable and you kind of have to jiggle it. Probably not very safe since it's doing that. So what I want to do is rewire it, and I picked up this 3-way lamp kit, and I got this on Amazon. Sorry about the light. I got this on Amazon for about $8, so I hope you can see that there. It's a GE 8-foot cord length lamp kit. First thing I want to do is take this lamp apart. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to try to remove this bottom foam that's on the lamp so that I can actually access the area where the cord goes in and start to get to work on it. So let me try to pop this off. Okay, you can see that it started fairly easily. I'm going to try to get this to focus. I hope you can see. So I've started on the corner, and once I got it started peeling, it looks like it's going to peel off very easily. It's only glued around the edges. Okay. And now that I have that removed, and I'm going to keep this foam piece so I can try to put it back on after. And like I said, this was gold brass color. That's why you're seeing that along the bottom. But you can see here that now I can access the cord where it's threaded through the lamp right here. I want to remove the heart part so that I can unscrew the switch part. To remove this top harp, I believe is what this is called, the part that holds the shade, there are little pieces that just slide up on both sides. Slide those up and then pinch it, and it will come right out. So this part is removed. Now I'm going to unscrew this. And this should be fairly simple to unscrew, even though I can feel it getting tighter where the cord is attached to it and it's twisting. I can feel it tightening up. Alright. I got that unscrewed. When I let it go, it spun back, but it's attached to a threaded rod. I hope you can see that, a threaded rod. So I just pulled it up, and you can see this piece is loose, this piece is loose. This is just a plastic piece. And I'm sure I don't have to tell you, but safety first. Please make sure your lamp is unplugged before doing any of this. So I'm going to pull this, and I'm just going to cut the end off this cord because I know I'm not going to be reusing it. I know that this is part of the issue, is it's old and it just needs to be thrown away and it's going to be replaced. So I'm just going to cut that off so that I can pull the cord straight through the lamp. Okay, so I'm just, with scissors, just cut the plug off. Now I should be able to just pull this all the way through. got a little bit tangled up, but that's okay. Keep pulling, and the cord is out. I'm separating these parts. Be sure to remember the order that the parts came apart in. So I have sorry, I've got you out of frame. I've got first this piece. Inside of this piece there was a piece of tube. Then I had the top piece that sat on top. Then there's a little, see if you can see, another little piece. You can see it was shiny brass, and I painted it. So all these shiny brass parts don't actually show. So that sits there. So just continue to remove these pieces and be sure you know exactly where they go. So here's the plastic straw piece. It has another little cap just like the one on the bottom that fits on top of that. Then this is the piece that holds the harp, which goes next. And then what I have left is the rod and the switch piece and the switch piece. And I can't quite get that loose, so I'm going to get the pliers. Alright. I just held the rod with the pliers and then twisted this, and it broke that right loose. So now I'm going to make sure I get all of this undone. Alright. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this cord again. Pull that through. That's the rod that I just got loose. So now I'm going to open the cord kit. Now I know I do not want to use this harp necessarily because I want to keep this one because it has the top and I like it, so I want to keep this one. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to set this whole fitting. It has the bottom piece and the top. I'm just going to set this to the side. I will save it for later. I may have another lamp project later that I can use that for. But for now, I'm going to stick with the one that I had. So I want to get my cord. Now I'm going to remove these top pieces, and I'm going to kind of keep them together so there's absolutely no confusion of how they came apart. Now I'm going to start by feeding this end of the cord in through. I have a hole here, and it goes into this, and I'm going to feed it through that hole, pull it through, and then I can start feeding it through the hole here. That will bring it up to the top. So that just popped right through. And I'm going to leave so much. I have plenty enough pulled through, as you can see, to fit through the lamp. If you pull too much, just pull it back out at the cord end. So now I'm going to just take this end and start feeding it right through the hole in the bottom, and you can hear it rattling around in there, and I can see it. Can you see it starting to come through? Right there, like so. Now I'm going to pull that up some. I'm going to make sure on the bottom that this is not twisted up, that it's laying nicely in the slot that goes to the hole. That way when I put the foam piece back on the bottom and set the lamp down, it'll sit flat and level. Alright. So I know this piece was next. So I'm going to put the cord through the hole. Then I had the piece of tube that was inside of this, so I'm going to put it straight through that. Now I have the top piece that goes on. It's great. And then I have the little circle piece. Okay, the next piece that I want to put through is the rod, because it goes all the way through this piece and through that other tube, and it will also screw onto the bottom of the switch when I install it. So I'm going to put this on next. So just like everything else, I'm just feeding this right up through the rod, and then I can grab it and pull it through the other side. Now right here, I want to go ahead and pull the cord end, because I can tell that I have way too much wire on this side. So I'm just going to pull it, feed that right down in through the center. You can now lift this. If I lift it up, you can see that the rod just went through the parts. This is why it's important that you pay attention to how your lamp is put together, so that when you're putting it back together, you can be sure to get all these pieces in place. So now I'm just going to screw that rod down in there some to make sure that it's holding all this nice and snug. Now, that's nice and firm. The next thing I want to do is put on the plastic cover and the little cap that I took off. Like I said, this is all going back in order, the exact opposite of how I put it on. Now I can see I screwed this rod down in a little too far, and I don't have enough up over the top to screw the switch into, so I'm just going to unscrew it a little. You can see it's still going to be threaded into the bottom, but it'll give me a little more room to work at the top. So I got that up some, and I'm going to put straw back on. The little metal piece I'm putting back on. And all of this feels very loose because it's still not connected at the top. When I tighten it up, it'll all tighten up. So now the heart piece I'm putting back on. Okay, next I want to put on the switch. It actually comes in two pieces. It comes in this piece and it comes in the bottom piece, and they fit together. So the next thing I want to do is put this over the wire. This is the piece that will screw onto this rod. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a couple of twists. Now the switch part, I hope I can get you close enough to see this. So here's where the bulb goes in. Here's the switch. It actually slides down, and there are terminal screws. I hope you can see. Let me get a little closer. There are terminal screws. Here is a brass one, and on the other side is a silver one. Be sure to read your instructions on your lamp kit. Mine says to add the ribbed to the silver screw. So I'm going to look closely at my wire and see which side has a rib. And it's really hard to see, but if you rub your nail across it, you can feel ridges on this side, and you can feel this side is perfectly smooth. So that tells me that this side will go to the silver and this side will go to the brass. So I'm just going to take this silver one and I'm going to loosen this screw. Just a couple of turns is all you need. And then I'm going to wrap this clockwise. So I'm going to put the wire on the left side of the screw and wrap it around the top around. That way when I go righty-tighty with the screwdriver, I'm going in the same direction and I don't knock it off. I hope that made sense. Okay, I got a good connection on the silver screw, so now I'm going to do the same on the brass. I'm just going to loosen it a little. And this is going to be a little bit harder to get to, so I'm going to kind of curve the wire before I put it over the screw. And if you need more wire, you can just pull these to separate it some, just to give you a little bit more room to work. Got the smooth side under this brass colored screw. I'm just going to tighten that down. Alright, so now I want to take the cover that it came out of and put it right back on there, and it should snap right in just like it did. Now I'm going to pull the cord end and bring the switch right up to where it goes. Don't pull it too hard or you'll pull your connections loose from the screws. I've got it right there. And I am just snapping, I just snapped this into that bottom piece. So now I can finish tightening it up on the rod, like so. So I put the switch out of the way of the harp, and now I want to line all of this up so that the cord is now in the back, the switch is in the front, and the harp is out of the way. Now I just want to pop this back on, and since this is the same piece that came off originally, I know that this is just going to pop right back in like so. Alright, so now everything's put back together. You can see it's nice and sturdy. Everything's tightened. And now I will get a bulb and we will plug this lamp up and and test it out. Okay, so I have an LED bulb. I don't know that if the LED will work on the three-way part of the lamp, and it doesn't matter because we don't care if it has a three-way function or not. The only reason I bought the three-way function lamp kit was because it was the cheapest, and it was $7 and change. So here's a bulb. Cross your fingers. Let's hope it works. So it does not work on the three-way. You have to turn it 2 times to get it to turn on, and then 2 different turns are on. If I had a regular incandescent bulb that would work with a three-way, I'm sure that would work. But as you can see, the lamp's working. It's ready to put the shade back on. And I'm thrilled. Lamps are expensive now. It's about the cheapest lamp you can get is $30 or $40. So if you have a lamp that's working in your space, but it's just gotten old and isn't working well anymore, or it seems like it has a short in it, it's so simple to rewire a lamp. We just did it in probably 20 minutes and for $8. So it's a great way to save money. It's a great way to save a piece from going into the landfill. I hope that this shows you that you can do it and how simple it really is. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave a comment below. And I hope you come back for the next one. Until then, have a blessed day.